I'm hot right now and you're not, okay? Or you big mad, or you big mad.
Welcome back, guys, to Custom Culture. We are here today, episode 7. It's been a ride so far this year, and we're out here with Chris from Modded KULTURE. We are taking a little culmination of our past few episodes. We've talked about, are car shows still worth it these days? How to get into the car scene as a beginner, and then what car shows look like as like a spectator or a newcomer to them. So today's kind of putting it all together, and we're going to talk to somebody that is literally putting these events on a regular basis. I mean, you guys are doing 5 or 6 a year right now.
I think it's at 7 or 8 now.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk to him, get a little info from him, kind of see where the car season's going, and kind of see what shows are like to build and what your take is on kind of those topics as we kind of jump into it. But I'll kind of let you introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about Modded and how you got into it.
Modded. So Modded, I guess we go way back. We were another brand before.
Okay.
Block Bruiser is what we ran under, and I got brought in 2019 to a charity event. And I ended up basically getting all the permits for it. It was one of the major people hosting it.
Gotcha.
Developed into relationships where we got invited out to start doing stuff out in Mesa, and had a spot to do it. So we went out there, started doing car meets, and built it up. And then eventually we gravitated toward the track.
Sweet.
Like the motorsport side of things. Of course, we love the car shows and the car meets, but
right,
we want to have fun and not have to worry about getting in trouble.
Exactly.
So track was the move.
Track is always the move.
Track's the move.
It's a lot easier to just put people on a track and not have to worry about the burnouts in the middle of the street, the takeovers and things like that.
There's different things to worry about, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, it's great to not have to worry about people really, catching cases, getting in trouble.
Right.
Police get upset, cities get upset, nothing like that. We're where we're supposed to be at. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing there.
Right.
So yes, 100%. It's much better.
Makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So you guys have been in the business then for quite a while, as far as
Modded KULTURE itself since 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a ride. I mean, I remember you guys' first show that you guys put on years ago, and we were there, and you guys are.
Which one was it? The Sanctuary one at the track?
The Sanctuary at the track. So I didn't have a booth
man.
there, but we rolled in with a bunch of the guys, and. Yeah, so now
that was a major segue in my life for sure.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, that was where I got a taste for it, man. Like full on track mode. And
yeah.
I ain't looked back at not once. So
it's crazy busy these days. Crazy busy. So let's jump right into it. Our first episode, we talked about are car shows relevant because there has been kind of an exodus from car shows in Arizona and just in like the Southwest in general. So we kind of went through that and we talked about different pain points of like the trophies or the venue, things like that. So kind of from your standpoint, are car shows growing? Are they shrinking? Or are they just kind of changing from what we used to have?
So are you talking more about like the trophy show portion of the show?
Just
right?
the trophy show itself, kind of to start.
It's kind of weird. It depends on where you're at, really, I think. So in Arizona, it's definitely had a shift.
Yeah.
I think it's almost like a natural progression where there's going to be dips and stuff between generations that are coming out with their builds.
Yeah.
So it's like you have our generation, a lot of guys, they got these crazy builds and stuff, but you didn't necessarily have that in your 20s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
it took a while to get there.
Well, so there's that, but there's also like our generation has also been participating in this for quite a while. So a lot of people, I've seen it, like they get fatigued with it and they're like, all right, you know what? I want to move on to other things. I see off-road being a lot of direction where I see some builds go. To where they're like, they get away from the show cars and they want to just go have fun.
Yep.
So I've seen them convert over to drift track. Even donut pits, but definitely off-road seems to be like what people love to have fun with.
Once they kind of get bogged down. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I have one of each. I have the Jeep, and then I have my show car, and it's much easier for me to spend money on that because I'm like, oh, I'm actually going to use it compared to a show car. You're like, it's just pretty.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like some of the show cars have some crazy functionality, but for the most part, it's like you're not gonna whip these things around the track or do anything crazy with them. You're gonna keep them in a garage, and
they're gonna be underneath a cover, and that's that's where they go. And
Yep. I think
so,
I love the show side of things. I think just seeing everybody's imagination really come to life
Yeah.
with their builds and stuff is super cool. I enjoy it every time. We still get new builds, and we see builds that, you know, maybe they haven't been out in a few years because they kind of got that fatigue, but now they're like, you know what, I'm ready to come back out.
Right,
They
right.
freshen the car up and bring it back out again. So I think you get like kind of those dips in it, but also while let's say our generation is kind of going through that, do I want to keep going? Am I tired of it? Stuff like that. The new generation is, maybe it's not the same way everywhere, but maybe they're in that phase of maybe their early or late teens and early 20s where they don't have the resources to build that top-notch
the
show
top-notch show
car.
car, yeah.
So it's like, if you're going to spend money on a car, do you want to do it in a show style, or do you want to do it in functionality style where you could go have fun with your friends at the track and
Yeah,
drift
yeah.
and do all these other things, drag racing, and I mean autocross, whatever. There's so many different things you could do, and you don't necessarily have to spend, because I see some of these show builds budgets and they're insane, bro. And I'm like,
I mean,
and for it to sit for the majority of the time,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, holy hell.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you think about like Tyson's car or some of the
Yeah.
other cars that, you know, we've worked on in the past, and it's like,
and it's continuously working on
yeah,
it. It's not just staying.
every
It's like,
year. It's
yeah.
$5,000, $6,000, $7,000
Yep.
every year, and wheels and new wraps and new
Yep.
paints, and then you're like,
It's constant updates, constant refreshes, constantly. So it's a competition in itself. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys are constantly trying to advance your build, so that you could keep on placing.
Right.
Because a stagnant build's going to drop in place when you have
Exactly.
more builds coming up and showing
yeah.
different qualities. So it's like,
yeah,
it's back and forth. I think it's fine overall. I've talked to other promoters, and you know, we see dips and then we'll see it come back, and then I mean, I always get, you know, comments like, oh, there's economy factors, there's, you know, weather factors, there's just all kinds of stuff, right?
when there is, I mean, at the end of the day, all of that stuff plays into it.
Yep.
But if this is your hobby, this is your hobby.
Yep.
You know.
I think it's just transforming. It's
Yeah.
constantly evolving, like constantly evolving.
Yeah.
I mean, in '95, bro, we weren't looking at this the same way we are now. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So,
shows are very different. I mean, I even look back to shows when I was, you know, 17, 18. You know, that's 10 years ago almost now, and it's like
oof,
they
that's
were.
all, that's it. I feel old now.
Yeah. I just had my birthday the other day too, so I feel
Happy
real old
birthday.
right now. But yeah, it just they were very different back then. You know, there wasn't, especially in like your guys' style of shows with you know, all these events going on at once. That wasn't that back then. It was like, here's a parking lot, park it, and have a good day.
I remember when I was a teenager, I used to go to Speed World.
Okay.
Out there in, what is it, Whitman?
Yeah, way out there.
Before they closed that down, and I thought it was great, but it's very, very old-fashioned car show.
Yep.
Like it was a lot of tuner stuff. I mean, Fast and Furious still has a huge appeal in the car scene, but it was like fresh, right? Still doing like all the wet T-shirt contests and like the very much old style of shows. It's not very often that you see them structured the same way no more.
Yep. Everything has changed as far as, but like you said, the structure of the show has completely changed. The layout has changed. What are some things that people don't get to see as far as like behind the scenes of running a show? Like, what are the things that like, maybe what are the things you get the most comments on or the most DMs about at the end of the show that you're like, yeah, you don't understand that?
Well, I mean, so the most DMs is, when is it? Even though we have the date plastered like massive on the flyers, on the
fucking kidding
videos,
me.
in the caption, they're like, when is it? Where is it? Those are, it's funny, but those are probably some of the most common
Hilarious.
comments, or DMs, or even emails. I actually, on my way over here, I got an email. They were like, this is kind of crazy to me, which shout out to them for going this far to get a hold of us to find out where to get our tickets. But they got a hold of my email address and emailed me to know where to go to get tickets somehow before they're able to find a ticket
tickets
site
themselves.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, my email, it's out there for, you know, the support at,
Yeah, but it's not easy to find.
no.
You have to look up Modded
you have to look
Culture.
that up, you know, and
Yeah.
it's like you probably passed the ticket site 4 or 5 times on the way to find that email. But it's just funny stuff like that. It's like, it's whatever. I just respond, you know, give them the information and invite them out. But other than that, it would be just just common questions. What are we doing? Where it's at? What time it's at?
Yeah.
Are kids free? Is it free? Is spectator parking free? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Common ones. Yeah.
Well, that's good. I mean, there's nothing crazy then.
No,
I mean,
no.
as far as stuff like that. How is it as a promoter balancing vendors, sponsors, all the different spectator situation? I mean, that must be kind of a headache sometimes.
You ever seen those? Been to the circus?
Yeah.
You know that guy that's like on top of the ball, that's on top of something else, and he's like on a shifty platform while juggling.
Yeah.
Like that's what it's like. No, it for real though. It does come with a lot of work. I mean, I'm on the computer a lot more than I would like to be.
Yeah.
But it's just what it is. You know,
Yeah.
digital age and all, and that's how we communicate. So just trying to make sure I put all the communication out there as fast as possible, as much as
Right.
possible, so that it alleviates them any kind of confusions or anything like that.
The most you can put out to try to limit the amount of questions
Yeah.
that come in, because
Yep.
there's so much that you still have to do. You don't have to spend hours on every day answering when is it.
Yeah, which I'm fortunate that I had a little bit of design background coming from the vinyl wrap world before I started doing this. So I was able to jump into Photoshop and be able to make our flyers and stuff like that. So as soon as we started like getting our schedules kind of concrete, what we run, when we run it. For example, our summer bash, we always do Bahoku, and Sanctuary, we always have the Mayhem layout with the donut pit down in the lower pits at Firebird, and Metro Mayhem, our bike rally, like we have it set up in a very particular way to where it flows how we like it, but it doesn't have to change much.
Right.
So my templates, I built templates inside my design files.
Okay.
So now I could grab my master file. I literally have a master file for every single event.
Wow.
And then it's like, it's kind of deep. Like if you know about Photoshop, you know how deep you can go with layers and all that.
Yeah.
But it's everything: vendor layer, participant layer, drifter layer, like every single portion of it. It's all there, and so I could do it quickly.
Okay.
And pump them out. So like
That makes it easier then.
Yes. Yeah. Well, especially with like, as you know, I make flyers for every single
event
participant.
Yeah.
Well, even every car. So every drifter, every donut pit, every trophy show, every stunt, like every single person, every vendor
has their own flyer.
Every single person has their own flyer.
Yep.
That's because that was like the major driving force for me to be like, all right, I'm going to make this a template so that I could get this thing banged out.
Yeah.
And not have to
it's time up front, but so much saved time in the back end.
Yeah. Why create the wheel over and over?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If it's drag and drop, click and paste, it makes life so much easier.
We switch it up and try to make it style cool and stuff, but for the most part, it's like, it also keeps me in check.
Yeah.
Date, address, location, as far as like what track logo and what we're doing. You know,
it makes it so you don't forget the specifics.
Checks and balances internally, yes.
100%.
I've forgotten to put something on a flyer, and I'm sitting there like, this thing has 5,000 shares, and I forgot that. Like, bro, I can't just take it down and repost it. Like, Jesus, bro, what am I doing? So then you try to back it up in the caption, just like, man, I hope they see it.
Yeah, the date is.
Oh, by the way, this one's in Arizona.
Yeah, this one is not in Colorado this year. Awesome. So you guys have so many different things going on at a show. I mean, you guys have, like you said, the donut pit, drifting, burnouts, all of that kind of stuff. What made you want to create that style of show over the old style?
What was it, bro? I remember, so there was one of the kind of not driving factors, but one of the things that like motivated me was I was told to be cautious trying to compete with big events. After my first one that you were talking about, Sanctuary one on the track, one of the old employees, he was like, I was like, oh, I want to do this, and this.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, you don't want to do that. You know, you're dealing with crazy budgets, this and that. It's too much. There's not enough turnout here in Arizona, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what? So it was kind of a challenge that kind of pushed me to it. But once I started implementing these other parts, and I guess a lot of it comes from, I came from so many different aspects of the car world. Like I grew up around motorcycles. All my friends, you know, when I was a little kid, all my friends' older brothers had CRXs.
Okay.
And like shit box CRXs. But like I remember, bro, being like 13, 14, and they would let us drive them. And me and my friend, rest in peace to Al, but we used to drive those cars through the alleys in the neighborhoods over by Metro Center.
Okay.
It would be racing around in the alleys, hitting the
Jeez.
dumpsters, just all kinds of reckless, stupid stuff as a little kid. But like, so we were around the tuner guys and all that with them because they actually had dope cars and stuff back then too. And then monster trucks, I've always loved monster trucks. I've always loved drag racing. I've just always been around it in different ways. So it was like lowrider scene, for example.
Oh yeah.
I come from like what I used to try to build was like G bodies and stuff like that.
Okay.
So Chevys and and
that
just
explains why the Buick is a little bit more your speed.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. But it's just knowing how cool all the like I was never bored in any portion of it.
Right.
Like I was like everything was cool to me. I was like, man, it would be dope to just be able to see everything all at onse.
Right. Just do everything.
Yeah. So it took time to find those moving parts. At first we started with shout out Go Fast. They let us host our first trophy show underneath them. So they had drag racing there and super dope. They actually had the rocket car there. So that was part of the first show and everything. So I got a taste of that. I was like, that's cool. Then they let us do our own. We added the donut pit to the drag race and trophy show. Then after that, we did, I believe, drag race again, trophy show, donut pit, and then we got into drifting.
Yep.
And that's, I think, when everything changed.
Yeah.
As far as like what direction we were headed. I love drifting, bro. Like I'm not a drifter. I ain't got those skills right now. I could go play around, but bro, like the shit that these guys do, is dope.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can't wait to be able to get out there and ride with them. But then after pulling that into the whole thing, then we were fortunate enough to link up with Frank's Hydraulics, and pull the lowrider scene into it. So that's another moving part.
Right.
And then we got linked up with the stunt bike world, and we got them involved. And now it's like a well-oiled machine.
Right.
All the parts that we need are going. Still more parts could come in, and we shift and change and try to evolve constantly. But I think building those core pieces, it was such a goal to me.
Yeah.
That when I did it, I was like, all right, what's next? So I'm like, dude, I want some monster trucks here. Like, I want some cool shit. So
right.
You know,
this is just a child passion project.
Yeah, exactly, bro. It's like it just.
I love all of this. Put it in one shot.
It's like a Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Basically, and it's like this is my Frankenstein. Like it could constantly be better and better and better. And I want it to be better.
Right.
So I'm gonna keep on, you know what I'm saying, rebuilding it until I don't know that I'll ever stop kind of restructuring it.
Yeah.
Or I got like 200 layouts.
Everything's got to be tweaked and changed from time to time, and especially as it like grows and expands, and like you said, you add new pieces. Things have got to adjust to make it fit.
Well, that, and then also revisiting the core pieces as well. Like, don't lose sight of this portion of the show, because when you start piling all these other things on, you could easily forget about a portion of the show, and you don't want to do that, right? So it's like, got to make sure you have those checks and balances to where you're still operating at full capacity with everything. If you're going to add something, it cannot pull down this other stuff.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. It becomes so hard when you have so many pieces, and like, I mean, we all know like staff is hard to come by.
Yeah, but we've been fortunate with our staff that we have some very great people that's been with us for a while now. So we really have, kind of going right back to that well-oiled machine. We have the people that run the donut pits. We have the people that run the drift track. We have the people that, you know, do flowing, and a lot of that is me and Rhonda. And also the Modded KULTURE babes. Yeah. Like, bro, there's not a model group on this earth that works as hard as those girls do. And
dude, they are busting ass while they're out there
the whole time, bro. And like, it's not oh, I don't want it. No, like, they get to it. You know what I'm saying? And then they go out there and model. Yeah. After loading the whole participant, everything. So it's crazy.
Yeah, I've seen them out there. They shout out to the Modded KULTURE babes. They work day in and day out at that show. Like, it is nonstop.
They're working as much as I am.
Yep. But hey, you know, comes with a good time. You got to make sure you're getting shit done. But let's talk about, I know we've got so many pieces that we've put together at this point. Have you ever thought about doing individualized shows for those pieces, or are you trying to stay with the bigger scheme?
So I guess, so yeah, I do want to do an indoor show.
Yeah.
So that would, of course, be a static car show, which I guess we kind of do an individual show for the trophy show because we do our concourse. We didn't do it this year.
Yeah.
Because we had to find a new location and everything. Tempe wasn't really trying to deal with the car scene anymore.
The crowds and the people's.
It's just not in their initiative to have stuff on there. And plus, bro, to be honest with you, like I love the setting,
Yeah.
but the grass is horrible. It's
Yeah.
dirt. It's always beat up, and it's because it's the only time we could get in is right after their festival time.
Yeah.
So you have all these, bro. I'm talking like 40,000 people at the park festivals.
Yeah.
They beat the hell out of the grass, and then it's like we're trying to do this concourse
and then you
event.
got cars rolling through there, and it's just mud and dirt everywhere.
Yeah. We had that. What was it? 2024. We had to deal with the rain and
Yep.
shift the entire show, which was. I kind of get excited when we have variables.
Yeah.
Because it keeps it from being stagnant to me.
Yeah.
Like I don't like it being boring. I don't like it being the same thing. Like I like having the new challenges.
Yeah.
Because now we have a whole nother game plan for if this challenge arises again.
Yep, it offers that new option down the road because it's just an unseen factor at that point.
Sometimes those things that force your hand in like changing the layout and stuff like that due to puddles or something, like you end up finding something like, oh, this actually works better like this.
Right.
So it's like there's a bright side to all those variables.
Yeah.
It's a lot of learning. But which, by the way, we do have concourse back in 2026.
Sweet.
It'll
Loved concourse.
so I'm gonna give you guys like some of the most beautiful grass that we could find. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be at Anthem Community Park.
Okay.
Which I think it's called Daisy Mountain. Mountain range is right in the background.
Okay.
So you'll have the mountains, and like the park itself is gorgeous, bro. Like it's beautiful, golf green grass. Like it's
That's
legit.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be great to have that back this year. I know a lot of people were looking forward to it, obviously, this year, and it just wasn't able to happen because of Tempe and everything else going on. So I know that'll be a huge welcome to have that back.
But to answer your question, yes, we do. We already do some that are catered to very specific portions, like Metro Mayhem, our motorcycle rally.
Mostly just motorcycles, yeah.
Yeah, but we always got to throw something in there, bro. So like on that one, we'll still have the drift and lower car hop at it. So there's still other elements, but the overall element will be a core one, and then we just supplement it with all the other activities.
Well, and even from a business standpoint, it makes sense. Sometimes one section is not going to draw as much crowd, which means you're not going to draw as much income from that, So having those supplemental options to bring in the additional spectators, which not only helps you guys as a business, but helps the vendors, it helps the people that are showing their cars or their bikes, because no one likes going to a car show when there's no spectators.
And so that's like one of my biggest things, bro, is like I do everything in my power to put a crowd in front of you guys, because you guys are all in essence like a performer, bro.
Right.
So it's like I'm trying to build this stage for you guys to perform on. If there's nobody in the crowd and you're just standing on this stage,
bro, if it's really just boring. All us hanging out, we do that anyway.
Yeah, it's like we don't need to do this. And I try to also keep it affordable for everybody. Like I don't, it's like I take that Arizona iced tea approach. Like, bro, figure out how to trim down the budget internally before we have to be forced to do it.
It makes sense. I mean, some shows these days they're getting pricey,
Yeah.
$75-$80 for a show. You're like, I know I'm not taking home best of show. That's a really hard stomach to swallow.
Yeah.
$80 to $100 for a show it's a lot.
And so the way I look at it too, though, is like my prices are based on, because the first ever trophy show I ever did, bro, was $10 for registration. And so like when I went to go do the next one, they're like, oh, you should raise the price. And I was like, no. And they're like, why not? I was like, what added value are we giving them to raise the price?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that concept.
Yeah, what are we giving for that additional amount?
Which of course, eventually over time, that price is going to raise just because that's economics, right?
Yeah, it's just,
but like
just how
from
it works.
The first one to the second one and there was no change, I'm like, bro, I can't raise the price. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. So that was also one of the reasons why I kept grabbing stuff and pull it in. So it's like we need to get to a certain price level that could sustain the event at least the majority of the time, or at least half the time,
right?
While not hurting the pockets of the patrons that are coming out.
Yeah,
So and I mean,
I think you guys have done a great job at it as far as like cost is concerned. I mean, not that you're like the cheap show, but you guys are a show that is providing, you know, a lot of value as far as stuff is concerned. And you guys aren't charging $85 for a car. You know, there's some shows that are just aesthetic car shows, and they're $75, $80, $90.
Yeah.
You know, it's one thing if you're doing, you know, let's say a huge show like Spocom.
Yeah.
Like I can understand a $65, $70
That's a
ticket.
very elite show.
It is.
Yeah.
And you're in downtown Anaheim at the, you know, Disney Anaheim Convention Center. Like that
Well,
makes sense.
and I actually see that trophy sitting over there from there.
Yeah.
So that sword is that would be one of my inspirations for our trophies.
Yeah.
So very different style. Like you'll never see my trophies look like that.
Right.
But the concept behind a lot of our trophies, like Sanctuary, for example.
Yes.
It's such a very, like, if somebody else tried to remake that trophy, they're going to be like, bro, like, that's Modded Kulture's trophy. Like, you just basically jocked their style. Just like if someone tried to remake the Spocom
Yeah,
sword.
if you tried to remake a Spocom sword, people would be like,
People would knock you for that, right?
No.
But it's a pinnacle piece of hardware that everybody wants.
Yes.
Right? So it's like for the true trophy guys that don't only appreciate the experience, but they also like the thought that went into the hardware that's behind that. As much thought as you guys put in your cars, I feel like we could do some good trophies for you, right?
Because there's so many shows out there that trophies these days are just, you know, this single sheet of plexiglass with some etching on it. And you're like,
a little $15 trophy.
Couldn't put a little bit more effort into that. Like, make it something interesting. Because, it's at the end of the day, you go up and get a trophy. You want it something that you're like, yes, I can remember that show because this trophy's so cool. But, like, when 13 of them on the wall look identical, you're like, I don't even remember what show that is.
Bro, I don't think you could put one of our trophies together and they'll look identical. The only ones would be Sanctuary, and those aren't even identical because every single year
I
has
have
a different
trophies
graphic.
from a bunch of different ones.
Yep.
And they're all slightly different. And then obviously the graphic is completely different in the back.
Every single one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So no, you guys have done a great job with the trophies. I know that was one thing we really touched on with like shows is like a lot of these shows are just kind of, you know, you're charging $40, $50 for a spot and you're like, you can't give me.
I would never want to feel like a cash grab to people, bro.
Yeah.
Because like I'll take an L for y'all. Like I've done it. Like I've done it over and over and over, bro. It's at least a couple L's a year that I take for the community. And it's like, bro, I'll take that. As long as you guys, and me too, have these memories, bro, that we can look back at when we're old and be like, that was fucking dope. I remember this show, that show, all those shows. Like that's more important to me than.
Yeah, it makes total sense. I mean, at the end of the day, it sucks to take an L as a business, but once in a while it has to happen just to make sure that like everything goes smoothly and people enjoy themselves. And the hope is next time
it gets bigger.
It gets bigger and you don't have to take that loss again. So I think that's awesome. We'll kind of jump into the next section, you know, speaking of shows and stuff. We talked about first time attendees to shows, and your shows, I think, as for a first time attendee would be almost kind of crazy. Cause like you think about like your first show, like your first show or my first show, you know, you're in a parking lot or an indoor show and you're like, oh, this is cool as a DJ.
Yeah.
But I couldn't imagine showing up as my first car show to like a modded show.
Like, what?
You'd be like, what is going on?
Which way do I walk right now?
Do I go left? Do I go right? What is all this noise?
Yep.
So what do you think newcomers coming to your show for the first time, what do you think they experience? What do you hope they experience? I guess is a better question. Like, what are you trying to drive home for them?
Just pure excitement, bro.
Yeah.
Like I love the adrenaline filled excitement.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not going to jump out of a plane to get adrenaline. So there's other facets to get your adrenaline
I respect
rush. I feel like going to the track and watching stuff, or even getting ride-alongs, or even growing into where you end up being one of these drivers is a great way to satisfy a lot of those fun feelings, right?
Yeah.
As far as coming to I would hope that they would walk away like, bro, I'm 100% going to the next one.
Right.
Right. I don't know. I should try to. Man, I'm gonna have to put like one of those little questionnaire things out on the exit. Like, what'd you think of this first show? How'd you hear about us?
I mean, I think it'd be an awesome opportunity. Is like, I mean, you guys get everyone's info through the votes, so I mean, shoot out a response email at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, after the shows, just just a basic. I mean, Disneyland even does it.
Yeah,
You know,
let us know what you think. What could we do better? What'd you like
what did
about
you
the
like?
show?
Just like 5 or 6 questions, multiple choice, rated out of 5.
I'll do that. I'm gonna take that advice and do that.
Yeah,
because
I think that's
I sincerely want to know. Like we got to where we're at because I am all ears with constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Like if I'm up, let me know.
Right,
if there was
right.
something not operating right, let me know. We had an issue with the donut pit at an event earlier in the year, and people they broke the chains and started cutting lines, and it caused an issue and this and that, and it bogged down the donut pit line and everything like that. Bro, make it right.
Yeah.
Give these people their money back. They didn't get the experience they paid for. You know what I'm saying? Give it back. Let them know, this is what we're going to do to rectify it.
Right.
Now we're going to have the crowd barriers to do the donut pit line so nobody could bust the chain. So it's like, it's all learning. And if I was just closed ears like, oh no, forget that.
Everything was
It's you
perfect.
guys.
It's all your problem.
Yeah, you guys caused it. No, I should have had a better barrier system. So now we do.
Yeah.
So it's like, without that mindset, I don't even think we'd be operating anymore.
Yeah.
Closed minds in this business aren't good.
Closed minds in pretty much any business aren't good. Let's be honest. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're just going to sit there and live in your own world, it's not going to go well for you because your world doesn't work with everybody else's.
Yep.
So
there's always somebody doing it better that you could learn from.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about, is like looking at other people's, experiences and opportunities and going, okay, what can I take from that? And like, not obviously copying them, but take that inspiration and work it into what you're doing.
Yep. So what I actually do is I attend a lot of shows.
Yeah.
And so I'm there, I'm working, bro. Like I'm surveying for weak points.
Got it.
Like, okay, if I came here, where was there a choke up in flow, and where did it not go exactly how it should have, and how would I rectify that?
Yeah.
Even if I'm never going to host at that venue and I know it, I'll still look and see that because I can still apply that knowledge to my own stuff.
Yeah, you can take that and you might not be at that venue, but you might have a similar situation one time and you're like, oh, cool, I already know how to solve that.
Yep.
I saw it there. I planned for it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I do the same thing when we walk around at shows or we walk around at events, and I'm like, I look at everybody's work, and even if I didn't do it, I'm like, okay, how could I do that better? Or hey, I've not done that before, but I want to learn how to do that shit.
Dope.
That's dope.
That's also why I like the trophy show world, because there's so much fabrication that goes into that. That's a lot of really talented work inside of that world, and sometimes I feel like it's not always appreciated as much because of how much action's going on at the events, and that's why I try to push that a lot. Like, bro, no, like we love the trophy show.
Yep.
We want to keep the trophy shows around.
That's where you started,
Yeah. That's our core.
Yeah.
And it always will be. So it's like, I don't ever have ambitions or plans to drop a trophy show.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Because we love your guys' trophies. We love coming to the shows. We'll kind of start to wrap it up here with our last section. Running a show, what's the difference between how it looks in person and how it looks in that Instagram video on the end?
Oh man. So I know that because I've been to shows too, like to other people's shows, and of course I'm at my own shows, but I see sometimes where it's like, man, that looked like it was action packed, and it was very great crowd engagement to make it look like it was massive when maybe it was short on people and stuff like that. I see that more in like the indoor settings and stuff like that. Yeah. As far as I can't even gather our crowd at our shows. It's so spread out.
You're like, I have no idea how to control 3,000 people.
Yeah, like that. And then also it's like fucking 50 acres wide of people just walking around everywhere. Yeah. It's like, I don't even have an intercom system that would suffice for that. But,
it's hard with your guys' show because I know a lot of like your after videos or your preview videos for the next show are like, they're highlighting a certain section of the show. You guys use a lot of the drift footage because obviously that is the most eye grabbing when it comes to Instagram. You guys use a lot of the donut pit and stuff like that. Whereas, like you said, there's some shows that like, you see the after video and you're like, I was there and it was definitely not.
There wasn't that
fun.
many people. Like, damn, when did I leave early?
You're like, when did all this happen? Like,
well, so on the contrary, I'll look at like the content that our guys get, and you can't. That's another complication with ours that I'm trying to solve is, bro, like it's so hard for our media to capture all these moments. Yeah, there's so many missed moments, bro, that I wish I had on our social media. Yeah, because people would be like, holy hell. But it's like, And
It's so spread out.
Yeah, and I'll hit up my media guys and bless them, bro, because they are busting their ass out there. They're running. I'm trying to rent them golf carts.
They're
just
20,
so
30 miles of walking a day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And they tell me because they have that little watch thing that lets me know how fucking many
they're
steps
like, I'm on
they had.
20,000 steps right now.
I need a break. Like,
Yep.
nah, bro. 2 steps about to go on. You got to get over here now.
Yeah.
But no, and I'll hit them up like, hey, bro, did you get that on film? They're like, bro, I wasn't there. I'm like, oh my god.
Like, damn it, that would have been great.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think yours are definitely a little bit different, but I think you hit it on the head of like, there's sometimes the Instagram videos or the after videos, you're like, I don't remember that.
Well, I've got a comment before where someone was like, what'd they say? They said something like, there wasn't even no lowriders there. I'm like, bro, I got a whole...
You're like, I had 20 or 30 of
No,
them.
we literally had 20 hop in at once. I'm like, it's in the video. How would you not see it? I was there the whole event.
What side of the park
what side of the what side of the acreage were you on?
The West Wing. 'Cause if you were on the West Wing, we were on the East Wing, probably.
100%.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's the funny thing about you guys is I bet you get a lot of comments of like that wasn't there, and you're like, well, it was. You just weren't on that side of the.
And I've tried to take that and take into account like, okay, how do we centralize it?
Yeah.
So like Sanctuary, now we have the lowrider car hop slammed down in the lower pits, so it's literally. You walk through the vendors and car show, you dump down into the lower pit. There's a donut pit, drift track, and these are all just separated by K-rail and bike rack. And then the low rider car hop's right there. So it's like, bro, you can't miss that. I don't care what part of the venue we're at.
Yeah.
You're going to see that car hop whether you want it to or not.
Eventually you will see a large car 50 feet in the air. Yeah. So yeah.
Nose up.
So would you consider your current car show your perfect design?
Never. You can't reach perfection.
What would you consider close to perfection?
Because
I mean everyone has their dream build or their dream show.
So my dream show would be full air conditioned indoor venue with my track stuff right outside the door.
Okay.
That would be my dream.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of venues that have that option. Actually, I haven't found one yet. To where I could have that because indoor shows have a certain leveling to them, right? Like almost like an exclusivity factor.
Yeah.
And I've never got to tap into that. Not once have we ever had an indoor show or been able to combine the two. And I want to combine the two badly.
It would be great to have that aesthetic of the indoor show for the cars, even for hopping and stuff like that.
Well, that, and then keep y'all out the smoke from the tires and stuff like that. Place for people to have a break. You could even have the majority of the vendors inside, so it's more comfortable. Like, shopping experience goes in with it as well. Like, there's just, man, let me get a hold of my own venue. Right. And you guys will see what, some of my dreams have been, because I'll build it.
No, I love it. I think because honestly, I mean, really the only drawback to having everything so close is, like you said, there's the drift smoke, there's the burnout smoke, and that's, you're eating your taco with a little bit of rubber, or you got your beer with a little bit of rubber, but it just comes with the territory at the end of the day. I mean, you're at a racetrack. Yeah.
Yeah, I've literally pulled rubber out of my eye 2 weeks after an event, for sure. In that little area right there.
You're like, that's what's been bugging me for a couple days.
Yeah, like maybe I shouldn't stand next to the donut pit with no glasses on.
Oh, man. Dude, I walked by last time, and I had a Modelo, and I got back, and I was like, we're going to have to skim that off real quick.
Oh, bro, after our Vegas show, we go to do a vendor event out here. We popped our canopies out, and it was covered in tire, like the soot. And, bro, and I'm talking like I've never seen it that bad. It was covered to where I could see it going, like as it's sliding, just like a layer of it just rolling down. Nasty. And so we had to smack it off, and you see like all the sparkliness in the air and shit. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, final thoughts. What are some advice for newcomers that are attending their first show or maybe your first show?
As far as like a spectator or participant?
Both. Let's talk both.
Spectator, just try to see everything that you can there.
Yeah.
Spectator wise, just enjoy it, bro. Like, just take it all in. If it's something that you like, then you'll know it. Right. After that event, for sure. If you like motorsports, bro, and you come to one of our events, you'll know it. Yeah. If you didn't know it before that.
Either I'm
This is what
in
I
or
wanna do.
out.
Yeah, right. As far as participants, respect the rules of the event,
Yeah.
right? Because we have rules as promoters that we have to follow from the
venue.
from the venue.
Yep.
So, and it goes a long way with us continuing these shows and stuff. I've seen, venues kind of shut down, and not necessarily shut down, but like they stopped hosting certain styles of shows because patrons couldn't, follow rules and stuff
Yep.
like that. But also with the participants, just remember, bro, like, and I've said this before, on many occasions, but it's like, remember that there's somebody there that is going to look back at that moment and remember you and advice or wisdom or any kind of direction that you ever gave them when they met you, if they got the chance to meet you, or even just your car. Your car speaks volumes, right? It's like, what, a picture's worth 1,000 words. I'm sure a car is worth a lot more than that.
Oh yeah,
right?
especially seeing it in person and whatnot. Yeah.
So it's like, even maybe you didn't meet the person, but you put that time and effort and quality and your heart into that build. That speaks to people. And someone that doesn't know cars, they still know what a dope build looks like.
Right.
That's the thing. Like, you don't have to know jack about cars to know that. That's a dope car. That's a dope car.
Right,
That's a dope car.
You walk in and you're like, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to know what the parts are or how it was done.
Bro, my 5-year-old doesn't know nothing about an engine, none of that shit. I kind of wish he did, but
Yeah.
he doesn't, right? And he points out certain cars. I'm like, that car is just a legendary car.
Yeah,
because
it's
even a
just cool.
5-year-old got gravitated towards it and knows nothing about cars.
Yep.
All he knows is his Hot Wheels.
Yep.
So remember that. And also, if you get the chance to speak to these people, especially the younger crowd, just be welcoming, pass knowledge. And bro, we don't get nowhere by holding knowledge, to an extent. you know.
Of course,
But-
of course. Well, awesome. We appreciate you being on today. Great to kind of hear everything from your side and just kind of the scene from a promoter side.
Yeah.
We always kind of see it just from our side and what we think and whatnot and what we want to see changed. So it's great to kind of get a little insight from you, see how difficult it can be sometimes and some of the changes that have to happen. Looking forward to 2026.
Yes. We got some big things for you guys for sure.
We are stoked. We are excited to be out there. Excited that Concourse is coming back. We'll definitely be hitting that up. And thank you again for being on.
Yeah.
We will be back next month, guys. But till then, like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys then. Thank you.